Section 10 of Sabotage. This is a LibraVox recording. All LibraVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit libravox.org. Sabotage by Elizabeth Gurley Flynn. Putting the machine on strike. Suppose that when the engineer had gone on strike, he had taken a vital part of the engine on strike with him, without which it would have been impossible for anyone to run that engine. Then there might have been a different story. Railroad men have a mighty power in refusing to transport soldiers, strike breakers, and ammunition for soldiers and strike breakers into strike districts. They did it in Italy. The soldiers went on the train. The train guards refused to run the trains. The soldiers thought they could run the train themselves. They started, and the first signal they came to was danger. They went along very slowly and cautiously, and the next signal was at danger. And they found before they had gone very far that some of the switches had been turned and they were run off onto a siding in the woods somewhere. Laboriously they got back onto the main track. They came to a drawbridge, and the bridge was turned open. They had to go across in boats and abandon the train. That meant walking the rest of the way. By the time they got into the strike district, the strike was over. Soldiers who have had to walk aren't so full of vim and vigor, and so anxious to shoot their guns down when they get into a strike district, as when they ride in a train manned by Union men. The railroad men have mighty power in refusing to run these trains, and putting them in such a condition that they can't be run by others. However, to anticipate a question that is going to be asked about the possible disregard for human life, remember that when they put all the signals at danger, there is very little risk for human life, because the train usually has to stop dead still. Where they take a vital part of the engine away, the train does not run at all, so human life is not in danger. They make it a practice to strike such a vital blow that the service is paralyzed thereafter. With freight, of course, they do different things. In the strike of the railroad workers in France, they transported the freight in such a way that a great trainload of fine fresh fruit could be run off into a siding in one of the poorest districts of France. It was left to decay. But it never reached the point of either decay or destruction. It was usually taken care of by the poor people of that district. Something that was supposed to be sent in a rush from Paris to Havre was sent to Marseille, and so within a very short time the whole system was so clogged and demoralized that they had to say to the railroad workers, "You are the only efficient ones. Come back, take your demands, but run our railroads." End of putting the machine on strike.